Mitch Allen at a fence line demo featuring some of the Newfarm products, including terrain. Just going to have a few words with Mitch here about terrain and Terrador. So first on terrain, where do you see its fit for this fence line product?
So terrain has a good fit as a residual product on fence lines. It's a Group G mode of action, so in terms of our common trouble weeds like fleabane or ryegrass that might have resistance to glyphosate or some other herbicides, there's no really known resistance to the Group Gs or terrain. So in terms of a residual product on fence lines, it has really good activity on ryegrass, fleabane, milk thistle, most of your problem fence line weeds. There are a few tricks to getting the best out of it. It's not very soluble in water, so that's a bit of a trick to get it on. So ideally we want bare ground and a good dump of rain to get it in and get it active on the weeds. We don't want a lot of trash on the surface because it is having residual activity on the weeds. We want to get it onto bare ground into the soil. But it also has a very long residual, so you can get sort of season-long control of your tricky to control weeds, so particularly ryegrass. Works well with things like crucial, so high-low glyphosate as well as paraquat, so you have options there in terms of a knockdown mix partner. And in terms of getting the best out of it, what we found is a slightly different approach to traditional fence line spraying, is that by coming in early winter, so in June, you can put your terrain out onto small weeds with a knockdown partner like gly or paraquat. That gives you really good long residual control of those winter weeds through winter, and then in spring you can come back with something like Alliance and essentially double knock it and clean up any survivors. So in terms of fence line management, that's been quite a successful route for us.
Yeah. And how long residual would you expect out of something like a terrain and its different uses? Yeah,
so terrain, if we're going out at 700 grams of fence line rate, we'll typically see 6 to 9 months control. So if it's going out at the start of winter, that'll get you season-long control of those winter weeds and give you a little bit of kick into summer as well. So
it's safe around trees.
It is safe around trees, so it's not absorbed through the roots of plants, and it's not very soluble, so it doesn't tend to move too much and won't worry your trees.
Moving on to Terrador, new product coming out in 2021. You want to run by that, its use pattern and what key weeds it will target?
Yep.
We can see its fit.
Yep. So Terrador is a new Group G herbicide we've got coming out early next year. So it's a Group G herbicide, typically used as a mixed partner with glyphosate or paraquat. Has really good quick activity on a range of key broadleaf weeds, so marshmallow, nettles, those typical weeds that are good
Plenty of escapes this year
with Group Gs, yep. But also things like clover, brassica weeds, so wild radish, milk thistle, capeweed, prickly lettuce, fleabane, quite broad spectrum in its broadleaf activity. And the sort of thing that sets it apart from other products like either Nail or B-Power or Sharpen is that we are getting some useful grass activity. So on small winter grasses like ryegrass, if you can target at that 3-leaf and smaller, we're seeing really good additive control to glyphosate and paraquat. So particularly relevant this year where we've had a lot of glyphosate resistance rear its head and a few escapes in autumn knockdowns. It's potentially a good tool going forward.
No plant back issues with
so for wheat and pulses we're an hour plant back. Canola at our lowest use rate, so under 20 grams we're looking at a week. If you go up to the ryegrass rate at 40 grams, we're out to 2 weeks. So for most of our winter crops we're 1 hour spray to soak. It's only the canola that we need to watch. So
it might be a good option in your cereals there.
Yeah.
Thanks for having given us your time to speak about the new products coming forward, and hope to see them in action soon. So
pleasure.